A few weeks ago, Barb Reed had a surprise visitor to her store. An immigration consultant popped by and told Reed he had a lot of Chinese nationals who wanted to immigrate to Canada. And he asked Reed if she'd be willing to offer one of them a job. The whole thing seemed slightly off.
It sounds pretty sketchy. And that something just can't be quite legal with the whole process.
So she contacted CBC and we decided to record her phone conversations with the consultant, Bill Sue. On its website, his company, Vancouver-based V-Star International, says it has successfully helped its clients immigrate to Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and BC. Sue explained that if Reed was willing to write up a job offer letter, his company would pay the worker's salary and benefits for 3 months. No cost to Reed, and as an extra incentive, $15,000 to her, cash.
Usually our owner have really high personal income, their income tax is pretty high, so I just give them cash to save their tax, or also save tax for our company.
Sue assured Reed that this was not a long-term commitment for her. The 3 months is probation for the Chinese worker.
You don't like him, or he doesn't make enough profit for you, I just find another job for him.
It's fraud when a person gives money to get a job offer that opens Canada's door to permanent residence.
Richard Kurland is a lawyer and immigration expert who for almost 30 years has been the editor of a prominent Canadian immigration journal.
The violation of the immigration laws is crystal clear when you see cash for a job offer and advance payment of salary and deductions at source. Every alarm bell goes off with this one.
We wanted to know what V-Star, located in this downtown Vancouver office, is charging those Chinese people who so desperately want to come to this country. So we asked a Chinese-speaking CBC journalist, Sharon Wu, to call the company and pose as a Canadian, trying to help her Chinese relatives get permanent residence here. V-Star's owner told Wu the company has a pool of Canadian jobs available for a price, $200,000.
$200,000 for an immigration file? There's enough there to allow CBSA to seek evidence from every person connected to this transaction.
So when confronted about all of this, V-Star's owner, Nicole Sun, did admit that sometimes the company does help Chinese nationals find jobs, but she says it would only do that on top of all their other services as a favor to the Chinese national and would never charge extra for that. Now, as for Bill Sue, Sun claimed he's never worked for the company, and she was unable, though, to explain why V-Star's receptionist took a message for Bill Sue, and he called back a few minutes later.
Geoff, on the heels of this investigative piece, it's certainly making waves across the country today. Tell us about the kind of reaction you've heard since the story first went on our website this morning.
Yeah, a lot of reaction has been coming in, a surprising amount of it. I've been contacted by a couple of people in Saskatchewan who say they've heard the very same offer being made that we just heard about in our story. One man owns an electronics store in Nipawin, and about 3 weeks ago, he says Bill Sue came to his store and asked him to hire a Chinese immigrant. And he said Sue's company would pay the wages and benefits and $15,000 cash. And this man, the electronics store owner, and his wife didn't feel right about it. They said no, although he said that Sue was very persistent. Also heard from another person, someone from Tisdale, a similar offer being made there last August by a Chinese man offering a business $20,000 in exchange for a job offer. So lots of people telling me this sort of thing is common right across the country, not just here in Saskatchewan.
So if it's common, where do the people who are supposed to be keeping watch and policing these kinds of things fit in? Have you heard anything from any of them?
Well, it's been pretty quiet so far. We have contacted many of these officials, the provincial government, Immigration Canada, the Canada Border Services Agency, and the immigration consultants regulator that's supposed to be watching all of these things. All of them say, look, we take the rules very seriously. We investigate whenever there are tips, but they haven't made any specific comments about our story. Now, Richard Kurland, who you heard from in our story, says this whole investigation from CBC does deliver a lot on the platter to investigators, and he hopes that they get at it.
Thanks so much, Geoff.
You're welcome.